So the game between Ernest Inarkiev and Jon Ludwig Hammer finished in a draw. And the tournament is over for you at the moment. What can you say about the last game and overall result here?
Well, okay, yesterday I was looking to the cross table and I was in pretty depressed 11th position and not even close to the top 3. Okay, only half point behind them. And at the same time my performance was 27.50. So I had a strange feeling after that. So generally, okay, it's just average tournament, 50%, but I felt myself much better than previous stages. I think I played much more interesting chess here, had my chances, and generally, okay, this is what I'm glad about, is about my play. I think my games was very decent. But about today's game, normally I play d5, but today I was ready for the fight, so I choose Sicilian. Yes, and but unfortunately this line with sacrifice, pawn sacrifice, is very difficult for black to deviate somewhere, so its position is dangerous if you don't repeat the moves. So the draw is finally a very logical outcome.
Yeah, I think Ernesto sums it up. He went for a Sicilian, he was ready for a fight, and I, with -3 and being generally unhappy about my own play the last year, basically, but especially in this tournament, I just wanted to go home.
You had different motivation today.
Yeah, no, I mean, this pawn sacrifice is interesting, and I understood that Ernesto was really looking to go on +1. But as he says, right, I mean, I was hoping that he would do something silly, or at least do something very risky in order to try to win. But the thing is that the way we played the pawn sacrifice, it's too risky. I mean, I think if he could play on and feel that it was unclear chances for both sides, I think he would have. But the alternatives here were just very, very risky for black, and not too much of an upside, because I have developed all my pieces, I have good diagonals, I have good files. The only thing that's the problem with my position is that I'm a pawn down. Yeah.
Not a big deal.
No, well, I mean, yeah, I have had some bad experiences with being a pawn down earlier in the tournament. Yeah, I didn't want to relive that.
Yeah, well, at one point, actually, I thought you were sleeping, and maybe even Jon could think that he's playing against Magnus at one point.
Well,
okay, so we have so much time on the board, maybe sometimes it's not really a bad idea to sleep than just to walk around.
Yeah, so you were really sleeping at this moment.
Who knows?
Or just resting, maybe thinking about the position, so I was just wondering.
Well, sometimes board is just disturbed. This is for me, and the pieces goes much more quickly in your head when you don't see the board. so sometimes I just like to close eyes and forget about what is on the position on the board.
What did you think at this moment? You were expecting maybe some sound, some snoring, or what? Sorry for the question, but I mean, I was just trying to figure out what was happening, because you looked at Ernesto sometimes like.
Yeah, no, actually, I don't recall. I may have looked at him, but I was very focused on the position on the board, and yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's only for journalists, probably.
Yeah, maybe. No, I mean, there was a pawn sacrifice, and it had the beginnings of an exciting game, but I couldn't get myself to play on with this pawn down.
We were talking about Ernesto plans for the next months, which will be really difficult ones. I mean, you have to play so many events. And what are your plans for the next months? Are you going to play in the World Rapid and Blitz?
I'm not playing the World Rapid and Blitz for Christmas or the Christmas time. I'm going to Sweden, Hilton Cup, where I have had some massive successes in the last 5 years. So I'm hoping to get back to the way I've been playing rather than the way I'm playing right now.
Yeah, okay, we wish you success there. And okay, maybe some last comment about this event, about the organization, and how did you feel here during these days, except chess?
well, maybe one remark about chess. I think that generally the FIDE Grand Prix series became much more interesting when it's included much more players than before. I think we can see completely different chess in every tournament, from first ball to last, fighting games. Everyone had his motivation, and I think that generally it was a very good decision to make a more bigger group than it was before. And in all cases, in my opinion, the tournaments was a very high standard. So for me, it's very important that I can concentrate on chess. And usually for me, it's a sign that everything is okay. Because if something is disturbing you, you cannot concentrate on chess. That means that the tournament didn't organize well. And I think here was everything was good.
I always say that my feeling for a place is very dependent on my results. And so right now I'm loving Moscow downtown. It was fantastic. Here I got 2 losses very early on, and it affected me. And
even though it's so nice weather, this doesn't matter so much.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing, right? For a Norwegian, it's fantastic to be here and be able to stand outside in 15, 20 degrees. And I'm going to go home now and go back to -5 and snow. So I've enjoyed my time here, but I really would have liked to have done better in the tournament.
Yeah, okay. This is understandable. Thank you so much for all your interviews during this tournament, and I wish you good luck in the next ones. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.